Hello, this is Opinion Radar. If you're building out your workshop on a budget, you know how quickly the costs add up, especially when it comes to core components like lathe chucks. Today, we're taking a close look at the VEVOR 3 jaw lathe chuck, an 8-inch workhorse that's been turning heads in the DIY and small shop machining communities. Priced at just $82, it promises industrial-grade performance without the industrial price tag. But can a chuck at this price really deliver when precision and reliability matter most? Over the coming minutes, I'll walk you through my real-world experience, from initial setup to demanding projects that test strength, accuracy, and long-term durability. We'll dig into build quality, usability, potential pitfalls, and how it stacks up against more expensive alternatives. This isn't just about whether it works, it's about whether it belongs on your lathe. Let's get into it and see if this budget-priced chuck is a smart buy or a compromise too far. When I first unboxed the VEVOR 3 jaw lathe chuck, I was immediately struck by how solid it felt in my hands. The machining quality is impressive: tight tolerances, smooth finishes, and components that move with precision. Mounting it up to my lathe with a D1-4 backing plate was straightforward, and to my surprise, it fit like it was made for it. Once installed and carefully balanced, I was getting runout numbers under 0.001 inches, which is exceptional for a chuck in this price range. That level of accuracy isn't something you expect out of the box, especially for under $100. It speaks volumes about the engineering and quality control behind this product. Whether you're turning spindles or facing off stock, that kind of precision gives you confidence in every cut. Functionally, this chuck delivers exactly what it promises. The 8-inch design offers a clamping range from 0.16 to 8 inches, which covers a wide variety of workpieces I encounter in my shop. I've used it on both small diameter rods and larger faceplate projects, and it holds everything securely. I even put it to the test with a 9-inch long, 2-inch diameter spindle, drilling a 1.25-inch hole using a Forstner bit from the tailstock. The jaws maintained a rock-solid grip without any slippage or deflection, no small feat. It's also found a home on my rotary table for indexing work, where consistent centering is crucial. The self-centering scroll mechanism does its job well, bringing the jaws into concentric alignment with each turn of the key, which saves time and reduces setup error. One of the standout features is the scroll mechanism's responsiveness. After cleaning and lubricating the internals, something I always do with new chucks, I noticed how smoothly the jaws travel in and out. There's none of that gritty, sticky resistance you sometimes get with budget chucks. That said, I will say the design choice to use a plastic back cover plate gives me pause. While it does the job of keeping chips out, it's clearly not as durable as a steel version would be. More importantly, it uses friction to hold the scroll in place, which means you can't fully tighten the retaining screws. Otherwise, you risk binding the mechanism. I had to leave them just slightly loose to maintain smooth operation. That's a compromise I can live with for now, but long-term, I wonder if that plastic might wear or shift, affecting performance over time. Another small but noticeable quirk is that the jaws aren't numbered on the chuck body itself. You have to pull them out completely to see the numbers stamped on the back of each jaw. In practice, that means if you take the chuck apart for cleaning or storage, you'll need to keep track of which jaw goes where. Misplacing or mixing them up could potentially affect balance and runout. It's not a deal breaker, just an extra step in maintenance. For a precision tool, I'd have liked to see clear numbering right on the housing so you can reinsert the jaws without guesswork. It's the kind of detail that separates good tools from great ones, and while VEVOR got most things right, this feels like a missed opportunity for refinement. Now, I've heard, okay, fine, I've experienced some inconsistency in quality control. My first unit had an issue with the ring gear. One of the teeth was broken, which caused the jaws to bind during travel. That's not acceptable for a new tool, no matter the price. But here's where VEVOR's customer service completely turned my impression around. I reached out, explained the issue, and without any pushback, they shipped a replacement immediately and told me to keep the defective one. No returns, no hassle. The second chuck worked flawlessly, and I've had zero problems since. That kind of support earns loyalty. It tells me the company stands behind its products even when manufacturing has a hiccup. For a tool you're relying on for precise work, that peace of mind is invaluable. In daily use, this chuck has become one of my go-to setups. It's versatile enough for everything from light-duty 3D printer modifications to serious metalworking on my milling machine. The included T-key and hex wrench feel a bit flimsy, but they get the job done. I'd recommend keeping a good quality wrench on hand for regular use. The clamping force is strong, the action is smooth, and the fit on standard D1-4 spindles is spot on. I did have to clean out some machining debris and oxide before installing mine. Nothing major, just a quick wipe and spray with degreaser. But that's common with new tools. Once it's on the spindle and balanced, it performs like a champ. For welders using this on positioners or machinists running a home shop, it offers real functionality without breaking the bank. So, where does that leave me overall? At $82, this VEVOR 3 jaw lathe chuck delivers exceptional value. You're getting 8 inches of capable, reliable gripping power with precision that rivals more expensive options. Yes, there are a few design compromises, the plastic cover, the unnumbered jaw indicators, but they don't overshadow the core strengths, solid build, accurate performance, and wide usability. I've used it for drilling, turning, and even light milling applications, and it hasn't let me down. If you're building out your workshop without wanting to mortgage your house, this is a smart investment. It's not flawless, but it's honest, capable, and well supported. For hobbyists and pros alike, it earns a firm spot on the bench. If you're spinning up your workshop with tools that mean business, consider this chuck a must-have. Don't let budget constraints slow your precision. Hit like if this review helped and subscribe for more no-nonsense tool breakdowns. Stay sharp, stay accurate, and keep turning great work.